Practicing presence is one of the foundational habits of a joyful life. And that's what I talk about on this channel is how to cultivate habits that help you embody the joy that is already available to you. But being present and practicing presence is not something that we can schedule or we can habit stack like I teach with meditation. So making it more habitual in your life is different. Being present is a practice, a moment to moment choice that we make. And when we choose to practice presence over and over and over again by bringing our awareness to moments of non conscious thinking and by detaching from repetitive thought patterns, conditioned response patterns, it can become a habit that we cultivate, something that comes more automatically to us in any given moment. So, in this 5-part series, I am going to show you how to cultivate a presence practice. In this video, I will introduce the concept and cover the 3 key steps for cultivating a presence practice. Then each of the steps are going to have their own video. So that will cover videos 2 through 4 in the series. And then the final video offers 3 simple steps to come back to the present moment when you know that you have wandered. So thanks for joining me here. Let's get started. So I want you to start by thinking about, what does your inner life look like right now? Like, what would someone see if they could peer into the window of your mind and directly see your thoughts? What is happening in there? What are the things that you're grappling with on a day-to-day basis? And where does your mind go in any given moment and in reaction to specific things? Have you ever actually paused to ask yourself those questions, or to actually just stop and become aware of the thoughts that you're having? So if you haven't, welcome. And if you have, I'm going to show you a lot more ways that you can do this to help you cultivate that presence practice in your life. So when you're peering in there, maybe you would see a lot of thoughts that are focused on what's going to happen tomorrow, or maybe the next month, or maybe after you finally get this one thing that you've been hoping for. Or maybe you would look in and see a lot of thoughts focused on what's already happened, focused on what you wish you could do differently, what you wish somebody else did differently, maybe lamenting situations that didn't really turn out the way that you hoped. So all of these thoughts have one thing in common. They're not anchored in the present moment. And the truth is, these thoughts are so common for all of us. We have got repetitive thoughts and we have thought patterns that come up in response to specific situations. And all of these thoughts and patterns are rooted in a lifetime of conditioning. In fact, according to a 2010 Harvard study done by Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert, the average person spends 40% of their day doing what they call mind wandering, which is really defined as thinking about something other than their present activity. And so if you were like I was, 47% may actually seem a little bit low to you. But basically what this means is about half of our day is spent toggling back and forth between thoughts about the past and thoughts about the future. But anything but what we're actually doing right now, or how we're actually being right now. So there are automatic thoughts that are playing on repeat when the mind is wandering. And then there's the thoughts that automatically come up in reaction to external events, and they come up without our conscious prompting. And the final thing that the study revealed was that joy was inversely related to mind wandering, which is not surprising. So what can we do about this? Well, we can begin to intentionally practice presence and unlearn and unwind our repetitive thoughts and our conditioned response patterns. You can train your mind to do anything. And you can learn to redirect your mind when you notice that it's wandering. And that's what we're going to focus on in this series. One more thing is that another term for mind wandering is non-conscious thinking. So let's dive into this a little bit more. So why learn to practice presence? When you do this, you open up to the life that is happening now. And life becomes more joyful because you are becoming aware of all of the little small joys that you're overlooking when your mind is wandering non consciously. You become aware of the cute little way that your partner's eyebrow is raising in the middle of your dinner conversation. Instead of thinking about what's going to happen at work tomorrow or what you're supposed to do tomorrow, you become aware of the sounds that are happening. Maybe the birds are singing outside. You become aware of the vibrant color of the flowers on your table, and you become aware of the flavors, and you start to savor the taste of this meal that you've just cooked. So life rushes into that moment and you become alive. This is how we become alive because you are life. You are life itself. And the present then becomes filled with simple joys instead of the worries of the future or the thoughts of the past. Now, I'm not saying that practicing presence every moment will be joyful, but the present is the only space joy lives. So let's define presence a little deeper and talk about how it's different from the present moment. So the present moment is the now. Again, this is the space in which life is actually happening. This is the space in which everything you want exists. This is where love happens and learning happens and peace is available to you all now in this moment. And either you are aware of that, of everything that's available to you with a mind that is present and conscious and aware, or you're unaware of it with a mind that is wandering and non-conscious. So presence in its essence is awareness. So practicing presence allows you to become aware of the joy in each moment, both with what you can experience in the physical realm, the realm of form, which you sense with your five senses, as I was describing earlier with the dinner table example, but also becoming aware of the deeper realm beyond form by expanding your awareness beyond what your five senses can see, the physical realm, and connecting with life itself, with that great river of life that is always flowing. This is the formless presence, the formless presence that's within. Some call it your limitless self. Some call that presence awareness or consciousness, spirit, and soul. Whatever you call it, it's the spaciousness within that allows us to see a bigger view of life, this view that we cannot see with our five senses alone. Many people begin to tap into presence through meditation practice. And the more they practice over time, slowly they expand their ability to stay tapped in to that awareness, to stay conscious and embody the aware presence within. So they shift from experiencing life primarily through their five senses, through the physical realm, through their non-conscious thinking, and to embodying the presence that is within and experiencing life as their embodied limitless self. So practicing presence has practical application for our day-to-day experiences in the physical world by helping to redirect our minds from wandering to aware. And it also helps you begin to embody the aware presence within. When you do that, you begin witnessing and observing what's happening in the physical realm. What thoughts are coming up for you? And you're able to make peace with whatever is arising in the now. So essentially, you realize, like, hey, I'm not my thoughts. I'm not this body. I am not my job, my role, my title. I am the aware presence within, right? The spirit, the soul, the consciousness within. So now that we've talked about practicing presence, let's look at the 3 steps for practicing presence that we'll explore in the next few videos. Step number 1 is cultivating awareness. And that means to embody the aware presence within. Once you're able to embody the aware presence within, step 2 is to notice your thought patterns. So, this is where you're witnessing your thoughts and you're witnessing your automatic response patterns to external events. And step number three is to choose acceptance. And this is where you're making peace with the thoughts and events that are arising. So, we're going to explore each of these steps in the next 3 videos. So, tell me, what insights arose as you were watching this video? I would love to hear from you. So, drop me a comment. And if you like the video, give it a like. And this is all going to help expand this video's reach to others. And of course, don't forget to join me for the next video in this series where we discuss step number 1, cultivating awareness. So, lastly, if you are interested in cultivating a consistent meditation practice, there are a number of videos you could look at on my channel. The first one that I'd recommend for any beginner to meditation is the 3 essential meditation tips for beginners. If you're someone that's having a difficult time with meditation, I have a video called Why is Meditation So Hard? And maybe you would want to start there. So I'll drop some links into the description below. I also offer a lot of guided meditations, which are great for beginners or anyone that's really having a difficult time in silent meditation. So check those out and choose one that resonates with you. All right, I'll see you in the next video.